Rusty Jukes, nigga. What up? Brooklyn in this bitch, nigga. Crown Heights King. Doing my thing. Yeah. Put your hands up. I got that bang bang boogie. Bang bang. They aight, but they ain't spitting rhymes like these. Two big guns, rock shines like these. Play this in the spot when they bars is weak. Got that razor blade flow that'll scar your cheek. They aight, but they ain't spitting rhymes like these. Two big guns, rock shines like these.
Yo.
Play this in the spot when they bars is weak. Got that razor blade flow that'll scar your cheek.
Slap you in the face with my rap book, headlines with these rhymes. We got wives and bad vibes who spread lies in the skies. Is that boy with pied eyes who relish beef like Five Guys and put holes in your story? Drive-bys on Facebook Live, we do it for the dough, kid. This is where the buck stops. Fuck with me, I take out big rappers like corrupt cops, like pocking above the rim. I'm spitting Gillette. Your baby mama's choked up, she wanna give me some neck. And my only choice of birth control scares on the breast. You put your kids in the stroller with my kids off a chest. I can hear it in your voice when you rap, it lacks stature. I get up on the mic and admit my words rapture. We're only here to make you scream. Project Blue Beam and rise up from the dead like fiends through all blue beams. Bomb a track like Butch Cassidy. The whole crew got no limits, getting tagged like Master P.
They aight, but they ain't spitting rhymes like these. Two big guns, rock shines like these. Play this in the spot when they bars is weak. Got that razor blade flow that'll scar your cheek. They aight, but they ain't spitting rhymes like these. Two big guns, rock shines like these. Play this in the spot when they bars is weak. Got that razor blade flow that'll scar your cheek.
They bite of forked tongues, I have an appetite for destruction. A famous and hunger for war, and a fucking glutton for punishment. You put a hit out when your music is nothing but mumbling. I put a hit out on your mother 1 month, I'ma double it. Armed to the teeth, got an axe with a razor blade grammar. Spit the baboons, got a rob and go ape with banana clips. A rap goons, got a body, a neighborhood ambulance. See matchrooms, oxycontin and blaze of good cannabis. Give the plot a twist to do, I grew a lot of pit fan. Bringing the apocalypse, and woulda knew the gods existed. My circle stays armed like ring around the rosy with stakes. You slide up on them like dial-up modem, slow and loading them clips. Beat that pussy and I call it animal cruelty. I'm a fucking nut, you get a load of this jewelry. I'm giving a girl a pearl necklace just for doing me. It'll go against the grain like a gluten-free brewery.
They aight, but they ain't spitting rhymes like these. Two big guns, rock shines like these. Play this in the spot when they bars is weak. Got that razor blade flow that'll scar your cheek. They aight, but they ain't spitting rhymes like these. Two big guns, rock shines like these. Play this in the spot when they bars is weak. Got that razor blade flow that'll scar your cheek.
I'm really raps, Ruka Howell. Push your eyes into your brain. You feel the clap from Ruka showers. Pussies crying when it rains. Blade runner bars. Stains all on the floor from dead rappers who laid there before. Pain, blood, and gore. I came up on raw. That's why victims shit they draws from the cane that's in store. I came and I saw Leatherface's back with a freshly sharpened chain on his saw. I draw a line all in the sand and then I mangle your bore. And everybody warned him not to play with Francis Ford. I altered the art of war. That's why I'm dressed in this armor. I fathered all of your bars, you ain't get that from your mama. The rawest of carnivores, if I connect you're a goner. You don't wanna get caught outdoors without your scat, you get dahmered. Yeah, Jeffrey, guess we just not with that drama. And death is surely certain, so forget the dishonor, pussy.
Alright everybody, welcome back to season 3 of On the Line With. It's your man Hanley. We're back with the homie FFD Ross out of Vermont, part of Joint Manipulation.
What up, y'all? I'm FFD Ross. Some people know me as Eugenics Ross here in Vermont, but due to trademarking bullshit, I can't use that name no more. So, I'm FFD Ross now. We got a track from our Bourbon Legends project called Razor Blade Flow. That we got Rusty Jukes on the hook on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like the third verse. My boy Horsehead's on it on the first verse, pardon me. I was just smoking. My boy Horsehead died. He's the first verse. He was in that movie Cabin in the Woods. He was an extra. Yeah.
That's a cool story, yo.
So Roy, he was a good dude. He was like a real good skateboarder. Fucking guy could rap about anything. He made beats. He could beatbox real crazy. I got a video of it somewhere. He was just a good ass dude, and he passed. He was like in his late 30s.
Damn.
I don't give too much of it away. His life was personal, but it was kind of tragic, and what I'm saying, it was felt in Vermont when he passed.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. They know you as FFD Ross, Eugenics Ross.
Yeah.
Where's the name come from?
Eugenics is it's like chemical genocide. So like they used to sterilize natives. My mom's family's from up in Canada near y'all.
I knew you were gonna have some education behind your fucking name. I fucking knew it.
So yeah, my mom's family, her people come from the Odanak Drummondville area. I just spoke to my auntie about this yesterday. I didn't actually know that my meme was from the reservation, but I guess she was. And my granddad, he always kept everything quiet, you know what I'm saying? But if you brought up Abenaki people, he'd get like teary eyed and suck his teeth and shit. So we
Yeah,
kind of left the old man alone. But his mom went through some shit. She didn't speak English, bro.
yeah, man. Well, the res is a tough life, bro.
So I've never been up there. My aunt and my mom went a couple times, but I'm a felon. I can't go to Canada right now.
Yeah, we'll get into that later.
But eugenics is there was this doctor in Vermont named Henry Tompkins, and this evil motherfucker Hitler studied his works. This dude started testing chemical eugenicide and all that shit on Abenaki peoples, right in Swanton, at the where the Missisquoi band is of the Abenakis, Wabanakiock. Shit's crazy, bro. I could go on about it for days. Just a dirty, dirty fucking situation. So I took my name from that eugenics before I had to trademark FFD Ross.
And when it comes down to like your heritage and your ancestry and all that, you take that pretty serious. I see you take that pretty serious.
Well, hell yeah, bro. You gotta be happy about who you are and proud, and ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, hell no, no, definitely not, man. Especially when you're educated about it. At least you're not ignorant, just talking shit that you see. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So you make solo records, but you're part of is it a group or a duo joint manipulation?
Joint manipulation is a duo with me and my older brother, but we started out as a trio, and we were called Third Eye Mention. But the third member, John Knowledge, he moved to Virginia. He does records still sometimes, but he's like a dad now and shit. So like he does his thing. And that was long ago. The track Main Course that I share sometimes, that's got him on it. That's from like '08 or '09.
Okay.
John Knowledge is the first MC to rock on that. He's a real good rapper. So JM is just me and Big Sicky. Sometimes we fuck with DJs or we have features on stage, but it's just me and Big Sicky.
And that's your blood older brother, or?
Nah, he's like a foster brother.
Oh, okay, okay. Did you grow up in the system?
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, and like now, like you're with your your biological mom and all that. You cool with her and shit.
Oh hell yeah, yeah.
That's what's up though. That's like a good story coming out of foster care after everything. Like there's at least that.
Well, it's weird because like
it ain't easy. I'm sure. At first,
I went back to my family when I was like 9. But I ran away from home a few times, right? And the homie Sicky's parents knew me because I used to chill with them. And we used to freestyle after school.
Yeah.
And in the past, they had other friends of the family that they would like let stay with them and help them and foster them. So they took me because I was like a street kid. So we're really like brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
on some other shit.
That's what's up. So you guys made first you were a trio, Man's moved to Virginia, then you were a duo. How many records did you guys drop? Like EPs, albums? Did you do a lot of work?
Shit, man, we did mad mixtapes back in the day.
Yeah, well, that was the thing back in the day, right? It was never EPs and shit. It was always mixtapes.
Always mixtapes. Nobody did albums, which is kind of a detriment now. Later on in my career, because like mixtapes were ill, man. Like we used to go to fucking like flea markets and buy whatever Funk Flex or whatever we could find, and that was an ill part of the culture,
Yeah. So as joint manipulation, you're doing your. Did you start as a solo artist or did you start as a trio or a duo?
We all rhymed a little bit. We all three of us met in ninth grade, right?
Okay.
2003.
And you're from you're from Vermont your whole life?
Hell yeah, yeah. My
Okay.
people are from here, and
You're
before that,
Vermont up and down then.
yeah.
Okay, okay. All right, so back, so my bad for cutting you off. So back, so you were all rhyming at first. You met in the ninth grade, and you just connected.
Yeah, we had English class together, coincidentally.
What a perfect class to have for rappers.
Yeah.
You know, that's where you get your fucking wordplay from. Goddamn English class.
I guess. I used to read the dictionary a lot.
I did that shit when I was rapping. I read the dictionary, bro, and a thesaurus. All right, so as the trio and then as the duo, when did you officially start making solo music as FFD Ross or Eugenics Ross?
Man, I've had like 9 gazillion fucking stage aliases since I was a kid, but it always had Ross in it because that's my last name. I got my dad's last name.
That's like Hanley. It's my last name. I go by that.
Yeah, word. So for years it was just fucking insert stupid, shitty, generic young kid rapper name.
Yeah.
Add Ross, right? So like when I was like 13, 14, I was young Ross, stupid as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And then I was B Ross. And then I was like, shit. Then I was Eugenics Ross. And then I was B Ross again. Man, until you find like your actual flow and like your gimmick or whatever, it's hard to keep a name when you're young.
For real.
Because I kept changing.
Yeah, and that's why I always just stuck with my last name because I was like, what's more unique than my last name, you know?
The FFD, good point, by the way. The FFD stands for Francis Ford Coppola. Remember I told you, I said these motherfuckers said I'm doing social media terrorism.
Yeah, yo, bro, that's just wild shit. What did you like more? Did you like being in a group or you like being a solo artist? Which way do you feel you could express yourself more?
My solo records, as you can tell, are much different than the JM record.
Wordplay like crazy, real shit. And like I said, man, like this show, the people that come on, like they come on, they talk about their journey in music, but they talk about their life. They're honest. You know, I have an honest show. It's raw, it's deep, it's emotional for some people. It's real. You know what I mean? Trying to make the people who are dealing with shit either get inspired or get help. You know?
Bro, that's important too because as men, I feel like, especially men that grew up poor or in the system or gang banging or any of that shit, serving fiends, we don't have a counselor. You know what I'm saying? You might have the big home, you might have the OG, but they're gonna tell you, tighten up.
Facts.
So it's good to like check on your fucking friends. People watching, you know what I'm saying? Check on your fucking friends.
For real. We doing this little podcast thing.
Hell yeah.
Got Razzcast. Shit's about to be popping. You're on a good roster of guests for this season, bro.
Yo, I used to like Razzcast a lot when I was a kid.
Man, when he exposed Game as being a stripper, he took me by fucking storm.
Yo, I was just telling my younger homie about that because he was like, "Oh, it was one of my cellies from Lockup from back in the day," and he's like, "Oh, did you hear that Game diss where he dissed Eminem?" And I was like, "Yeah, that shit. He should have done that 10 years ago if that's how he felt." And he was trying to tell me that Game wasn't exposed as a stripper. But we all saw that DVD back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We grew up on them rappers, man. That whole Interscope squad from back in the day was too much fire, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, yeah, he's a really good rapper. I listen to a lot of the Game shit.
Yeah.
I'm Crip. I fucking still listen to Game growing up. Like, he had good songs. Yeah. Like classic bangers.
As white hip hop artist, man, I do get tired of talking about Eminem so much.
Yeah, man. I always liked R.A. the Rugged Man better,
but R.A. the Rugged Man would really appreciate that comment because he's always said I'm better than Eminem.
He definitely is.
They're just two different types of styles, though.
Yeah, that's facts. Some people say hip hop's based off fucking opinion and everything's subjective. And no, hip hop's based off skill. We know that. We come from that era.
Yep.
So if you're dope, you're dope. If somebody's doper, I'm sorry, my guy, he's better. You know what I mean? But it doesn't mean that person's not dope still. It just means somebody else's skills is a little more elevated. They're better at different things, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. What year do you think you put out your first solo project?
Probably 2012. Not gonna lie. My first like solo tape. I did 3 that year. I did the Free Eugenics mixtape. Some asshole probably has that somewhere still. I don't know. Then I did the Francis Ford Coppola project. That's the first time I used that alias or moniker, name, what have you. And then I did part 2 of the Free Eugenics shit. It was called Golden Era Renaissance. Shit, I don't even know where them shits are located, but they're out there somewhere. You know what I mean?
Recently, you posted stuff and you called it Lost Tapes, which was dope because it's just stuff. It's like me that on my SoundCloud, like I had that Lime Green playlist, and it was just all shit that I found in my email that I never released.
Word.
So
I mean, some of the shit I put out on Lost Tapes was released, but that shit was lost. Like that's why we called it that. And then I found some shit on a thumb drive, and there's that.
when I find like a thumb drive, I'm like, oh shit, this works. I gotta check what's on this bitch. So you had those 3 projects in 2012. What was the response like when you first started as a solo artist?
I was fighting a case during that time.
Yeah, when you're in your early 20s and like entering into your early 20s, mid 20s, you going through some court shit, right?
Yeah, 2012. I caught an assault and robbery case, a bad one. And I was fighting the case. Some crazy shit happened. I'm not gonna talk about it like in depth, but some crazy shit happened. If you go and like Google my actual government name, you paid attention to the episode, you find it. It's out there. It's public domain. So I fought the case for like 14 months, and I ended up getting sentenced to 8 to 15 years for assault and robbery with injury.
God
And
damn.
they stipulated that the injury was death resulting. Okay. You know, sad story, whatever. No weapons, unfortunately. There was no weapon. I used my hands.
Wait, so are you telling me man died?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
There was a lot of fucked up shit that happened in the case. It was put on the news later. It was developed that the kid was supposedly like robbing shit. I don't believe it. I think they were just trying to build to the case because, you know what I mean? Just up the hype. And later on, my lawyer proved that the kid had drugs in the system because he ordered like a toxicology or whatever.
Yeah.
So when I went back for my appeal, because I appealed it twice, they denied it. The first one, the second one, I got him on like a 34D and a 32B. That's in law library for my jail.
Yeah.
And so it worked partially, and I went back to court and I explained, and I was like, listen, I think the kid was on drugs. So, you know, I want to fight it. And it took like 11 more months, and my stupid ass beat that case because I was right. So I did about almost 4 years like fighting, trying to tell the state that like we're not out here robbing. The kid was a known drug user. We're not out here robbing drug users. If anything, if you get in a fight with a crackhead, you would understand. Those motherfuckers crazy, bro. You gotta fuck. You know what I mean? So, and I'm not glorifying anything, but
People know this show, like the stories on this show are raw and like and open, so they gotta be ready to hear real shit. I don't play the buffer shit. Like I want honest, real shit. So like, you know me, like how we get down. That's wild though. So you go through the court proceedings and all that. How long did you do all together?
so I did 14 months on house arrest.
Okay, so
Waiting. So pay attention to this because this
Okay.
shit gets good. Did 14 months waiting, fighting that shit. They did not count that time. I didn't get any time served for that. So
that's bullshit.
they sent me to the local county jail, right? That's when you get classified for state prison. A lot of people that have done time know, but you're not in the state, so I'm gonna explain it might be a little different than Canadian systems, right?
Yeah.
So our little Vermont jails get contracted out to places called like Geo and fucking just big privatized prison
Yeah, they're
corporations.
privately owned prisons.
So they're fucking pieces of shit, dog.
They're cash machines, man.
So the one of these jails we was in, I get sent to Kentucky. The canteen system and all the shipment is owned by the Bush family. It's a known thing. Keefe Corporation. Shit was crazy. I couldn't believe it.
I'm,
Private
I'm,
owned.
I'm definitely making this one of the promotional clips because people are gonna be like, "What?"
Yeah, Beattyville, Kentucky. We're on top of a ridge, Fairground Ridge, big ass mountain. You know what I'm saying? You can fucking zoom in on this shit on Google Earth if you want.
Yeah.
I ain't telling no fibs. I was down there. There was a riot. My like fourth day. Shit was wild. If you've been to prison, you know they lock you in and they have like similar to like a quarantine almost that they did out here. We were locked in for 90 days though because of that shit. Now anybody with a gang file, you get STG'd. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people they think you just go to jail and it's black guys over here, Spanish guys over here, Indian guys over here. That's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? Every jail's different. So if you have an STG file, you got to go with the people in the same gang. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So they classify you. They put you where you're supposed to go. So
Yeah, they segregate them.
not really, because it was weird, I'll tell you. So the pod I was in was all the lokes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. For people listening, if you don't know what the lokes are, I'll let them explain what that is.
That's the homies.
So he's talking about Cooper.
Okay, so it was mostly our people, so it was cool. But then a few times I was young too, so I got moved around the jail, and not every dorm or pod or unit is the same clearance or whatever the fuck they call it. You know what I'm saying? So some people's points are lower, some people's are higher, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't get in no trouble for a while, so I had to move to the good boy dorm because I was fighting my case. So I didn't see my homies for a minute. You know, I maybe had a couple in this place called South Dorm, but they were about to go home. So we weren't getting in no shit. We were playing cards. We were about ready to go program, right? Back in Vermont.
Yeah.
We would I don't give a fuck. We're not on regular radio. We used to smoke mad bud in there and we would get the bag and get money, and anybody that's been to prison knows. So I was across the yard, right? And it was just mad weird because you're like separated from your people that you do time with for a certain amount of time, and then it's like you're alone, right?
Yeah.
And so now I'm in this unit with like only two of my homies, but they're on their way out, and so am I. So we got to be good. And all these old dudes that are programming to go home. So it was like a cakewalk. And these motherfuckers in South Dorm and shit, they had Xboxes and shit. You could order them.
What the fuck?
Bro, Vermont prison system is weird as fuck. I never seen no shit like that. And my family would send me money, but I didn't get no game systems. I would buy canteen and shit. I had a little store. I would store shit out, and I would get mad tattoos. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of those tattoos of jailhouse.
Hell yeah.
Word. Okay. See, a little known information for people who watch this that might not know.
Yeah, bro. Homies get tattoos.
Avalon or nothing.
Hey.
Back to the music thing. You were making music in 2012. You were locked up. Is that when you started writing more? Were you practicing on your rhymes there?
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I didn't really write any fucking rhymes in jail. Like towards the end of my bid, I met a few other artists that are actually like in the game and shit, like doing shit. Now we were all like starving, goofy artists back then. My boy Sonny got bars. He's a battle rapper. You can check him out on YouTube. He's nice as fuck. A few other people. I don't really want to drop people's names. I don't know if they got fucking copyright, this, that. I don't need to deal with that shit.
Well, as long as I ain't playing their music and shit, their name's all right.
Word. All right. Well, my boy Ferragamo Face, he was in there. He's nice.
Yeah.
There was mad artists from VT in New York that I did some time with. Trying to remember. Oh, VT legend King Bread did mad time with not mad time, about a year back and forth from Vermont to other states. You know what I'm saying?
Feel you. So when you got out, no ankle monitor or nothing, you were straight. You're just on parole.
No, man, I didn't make parole until like a year and a half after they played games with me. They fucked with me. They used to follow me places. They put me on an Alki Sensi monitor. Like I got it caught on the ladder at work because I used to be a detail painter and shit. And I
Yeah,
almost fell and died. Like, so they had to cut it off. It fucked my ankle up. There was a lot of fucked up shit. They didn't give a fuck. They would ring my bell on my ankle monitor when I was at work, so I'd have to go home. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
yeah. They play
Fuck
games with you,
FSU.
man. All right, all right. So, yo, I think it's time we get into a your mission track. Let them hear some more bars. What's this next track called?
I believe this one's called Main Course.
Yeah, and this is solo.
This is a Third Dimension track from '09. There's three MCs on it. There's John Knowledge, Big Sicky, and myself last.
Okay, word. All right, so we're gonna peep that right now for the intermission, and then we're gonna get back and we can chop it up.
I'd like to tell you about the strangest secret in the world. Some years ago, Albert Schweitzer, the great doctor and Nobel Prize winner, was being interviewed in London, and a reporter asked him, "Doctor, what's wrong with men today?" The great doctor was silent for a moment, and then he said, "Men don't think." And it's about this that I want to talk with you.
I'm the dope rapper. Yo, get trapped in a black hole whenever my raps flow. Mask closed in black clothes. A massive overdose of dope rap. If you a whack MC, hey yo, then don't rap. Unless you wanna get your dome cracked. Slash with a broke glass. Found in the trash in a bag, cause you won't last. Snap your bones in half and stab you with the unbroken half. I'm so out of control. I drink out of your skull and pour the devil out of your soul. My mouth will explode with insane force. Drain your corpse, drink formaldehyde is my main course.
This the barbecue like main sauce, and you the main course. We came to take yours. We drank cores, brainstorms, create insane songs. Y'all can't say they ain't wrong. This the barbecue like main sauce, and you the main course. We came to take yours. We drank cores, brainstorms, create insane songs. Y'all can't say they ain't raw. We the men that stare at those that you don't dare approach. Camel clutch damage souls. When I fuck, tear they clothes, there they go. It's them damn animals. They got a novice all wet, knock noggins off next. Drop Nagasaki bomb shit, fire like a shot of sake. Flow hotter than wasabi, my hobby. What's up, kid? Rap be your hobby, but I be on my dog, bitch, always on that raw tip. And dirty, rotten, wrong shit. You probably heard me popping off with a bottle of Mr. Boston and a long spliff. I be 30 and balding and still got a problem with what y'all spit. Toxic, the illest, feeling in the building. Devil in the cornfield, make the children do the killing. I was born real, too real for you to deal with. This the barbecue like main sauce, and you the main course. We came to take yours. We drank cores, brainstorms, create insane songs. Y'all can't say they ain't wrong. This the barbecue like main sauce, and you the main course. We came to take yours. We drank cores, brainstorms, create insane songs. Y'all can't say they ain't raw. More fire, it's them hardcore idol, shorty. Just retire your corny, sorry I'm snoring from your boring recital. Warm over the Norman, I'm sort of a psycho. I'm here to torment my rifles, caught in a cycle. I was born to be trifle. You must be going off the white to think that garbage you writing is nice. Show all your bars is recycled, like aluminum. I'm consuming your crew and them dudes you're moving with like food in my stomach. I'm usually zooted in public. I use a Rubik's Cube to bludgeon ya, so cover your fucking face. You're running a fucking race, you can't win. I'm the champion, y'all ain't shit. It's the barbecue like main sauce, and you the main course. We came to take yours. We drank cores, brainstorms, create insane songs. Y'all can't say they ain't wrong. This the barbecue like main sauce, and you the main course. We came to take yours. We drank cores, brainstorms, create insane songs. Y'all can't say they ain't raw.
All right, and we back. We with FFD Ross, Southern Vermont. Shout out my guy. Earlier, we were talking about the struggles he was going through a little bit of time locked up, dealing with that. So, I want to just firstly ask because, like I said, like there's a lot of mental health aspect of the show. And shit, when you got out of doing that time and feeling like you got fucked over by like the prosecutor and all that, how was your mental health when you got out of there?
That shit was fucked up, bro. I was wild for a minute. I had bad nightmares and shit. The shit that fucked me up the most about it was because
You
I
think
grew
you
up.
got some PTSD from it?
Yeah, I definitely do. I grew up with the kid, and so when they found dude, rest in peace to him. Um, you never think when you get in a fight with somebody you know that they might die after, right? So nobody really knows what happened to the dude, but he was a known drug user. And again, I'm not trying to throw shade on him because I grew up with him, but he had his issues just like everybody has theirs. And they found the kid in the swimming pool, right? And it was like along the same lines of the timeline of when I had my encounter with him and we got in a scuffle. So I became the main suspect. But what happened was this was on the news, bro. My aunt seen it on CNN in Florida. He was in pool water, right? So, you know, no evidence.
Yeah.
But I still had to do a bunch of time because of the altercation we had
Yeah.
previous the week before because he was still lumped up. So I got mixed into this huge case. And in the end, they're like, oh shit, this kid was telling the truth. Like, he didn't do
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I tell motherfuckers all the time, if you're a bigger dude, you know what I mean? You might have a history of crime. Don't be out there fist fighting with motherfuckers because they could, these dudes shoot you nowadays. You know what I mean? I got lucky.
Yeah. Yeah. Nowadays, everybody's willing to just pull out and blast.
Word, yeah, definitely. Do what you got to do, but I'm not telling nobody to do nothing. But
Yeah.
you know, I mean, I definitely got homeboys and friends that have been
Oh, for sure.
hit and died. So so there are casualties. It's not a good lifestyle. I tell everybody that. Not everybody's built to be in the streets. You know, a
And
lot of fucking people don't even like to admit it that as MCs, sometimes we don't make lots of money.
no, man.
Sometimes for years. So you got to keep a job. You can't just be out there saying, I trap, I trap, I trap, I trap. I'm in the bando on a record and expect not to get busted. Also, people,
Yeah. There's dry snitching going on, internet watching. Like, man, like people, they don't think about the shit they doing nowadays, man.
that's a fact.
It's crazy. What really like attracted you to the streets and to like that life? What was it that like made you feel like this is what I want? I want to be a part of this organization. Let's call it.
Uh, that's kind of a complex answer. A lot of kids in group homes and foster homes, they turn to the streets because they don't have a real family. Their family's someplace else. They're in a group home or in a foster home setting in the foster care system. I don't know what y'all got. We used to have SRS. Now it's DCF. I was a system kid, so I was already always fighting. I always was a bigger kid, tough kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I kind of just made bad choices as a kid. Uh, all my homies are the same homies I've had since we were young. So sad to say, a lot of people that come up in the system, they're still using drugs, man, because they battle depression.
It's an escape, man. All these people, man, are escaping the traumatic events of their childhood, and it's always It's always going back to trauma. And yeah, it's always going back to childhood trauma or generational trauma. It's wild. But so, how old you left the foster home before you were 18?
I think I don't even actually know the exact year. I would have to ask my mom, but I think they stopped coming around when I was like 16, checking on me because I was at my mom's house by then. But I ran away a bunch of times. I
Yeah.
was in the streets. I was just, yeah, not an ideal young man. I'll put it that way. You know what I'm saying? It's not good for kids to do that shit. My mom should have probably whooped me harder. Facts.
Shout out FFD Ross's mama.
Yeah, definitely. What's up, Mom?
But so okay, you're out the system. You get into the life. You end up doing that bid. When you get out, do you start focusing on the music more?
We did a shit. I don't even know how many songs it was. It's like 5 or 6 track, little quick snippet. It was like a fake EP almost. It didn't even have a fucking name. We just called it the EP. It was a few songs. It was the summer I got out of jail, and we released it super fast. It's probably still on SoundCloud. It was all produced by my man Dr. Jones. That's our old in-house producer.
Or
And then, I mean,
did did the time that you did reflect in your music a lot, you find, when you first got out?
not really, man. I don't really fucking rap about that shit because if you've been to prison, you know what it is, man. And the one thing I hated about
You don't got to talk about it if you know what it is.
that's facts. But the one thing I hated about being locked up was motherfuckers trying to play songs about jail. Like, I don't want to listen to Locked Up. I don't want to listen to none of that.
So the jail life didn't really reflect in your music. When you got out of jail, what was your mindset like on what type of music did you want to make?
I tried to find all the beats that I had remembered that I had put away, but an ex of mine was a saboteur.
Oh, I know
Oh,
about exes, bro. They fuck with shit when they mad.
oh God, I had so many nice beats, and they're gone. So that happens.
That's some unfortunate shit, for real.
I
But
used to scratch records too and shit. I don't have turntables right now, but I had like tons of mixes that I
yeah,
did and
yeah,
just like,
nothing beats that real scratch music, bro.
yeah, definitely. We always used to cut all our samples from vinyl.
Hell yeah, man. That's the way to do it. If you're not doing it that way, you ain't doing it right.
Hell yeah. Where's DJ Kanga?
Static Selected too with his samples are dope.
Oh, he's nice. He's nice.
Yeah. So like I was asking, like what was your type of mindset for when you were writing your music when you got out? Like were you focused on just trying to make a change?
Okay, so the first day I got out, my pops came and scooped me, and we're leaving the parking lot, and I just take all my jail clothes off, throw them out the window. I'm naked as fuck. My pop's like, "What the fuck are you doing, Junior?" I'm like, I just told him to drive. He gave me a cigarette. I don't smoke no more. But I put on some Levi's. I had some Jordan ones waiting. Pops went and got me some shoes, some fresh tees, a hat, a little Yankees hat or whatever. I just went in my room and I laid in front of my big speakers and I played that little Ghetto Boy by Snoop Dogg.
Or
If you know the Dr. Dre verse,
yeah.
he's talking about getting parole, 27 years old. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's what happened to me. So I was like, yo, whatever. I'm gonna go home, smoke weed, and listen to that record. So, anyways, weed changed since I was gone away, and it's gas now. So I was like, anxiety attack weed. So I didn't like that at first. Everybody made fun of me. It was funny. I
Yeah,
puked for the sake.
oh, you greened out, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So all right. So the music you were making, like, what were you aiming? What were you aiming for with it? Like, were you aiming like just to drop bars and show them that, like, look, I'm articulate, I got wordplay, like I could do this. Like,
Man, I don't really know. I always remember back in the day, people would ask Sean Price that, and he would just say, "I just rap." And I feel that. I just rhyme, bro. Like,
and Sean Price is one of your all times, right?
yeah, man, that's the GOAT. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Sean P has a history with Burlington, Vermont, bro. A lot of people don't know that. Like, he used to come up here and fuck with the union.
Yeah.
I was a
Tell
little
a story. You know the storyteller, man. People love stories like that.
Dakota, I don't know if he went to Brooklyn. I'm pretty sure he went to Brooklyn. It's been years since I've asked him. And we could do another episode later on, and I can re-clarify if I fuck this up. Sorry, Dakota, but I
Yeah.
think he went to Brooklyn, and he met with P, and then P came up, and they had a barbecue, I think, in Burlington, if I remember correctly. Man, we getting old. This was like a long time ago, like 2010.
I know we getting old, bro.
But that was like a lot of people don't understand that was important for Burlington hip hop because people think it's all like hippies and like weird fucking liberal people, and Burlington's actually pretty fucking fucked up.
Yeah.
And so it ain't what people think. And there's a strong hip hop community, and that's like our roots, like people our age from this area. And the Aztecs, that's another group that a lot of us were highly influenced by. Pro is from Montreal. They used to fuck. You remember that dude Bless?
Yeah.
They used to fuck with him.
Yeah.
They're the Vermont group that used to fuck with Bless.
I got a homie out in Montreal right now. He just dropped a mixtape called 514 The Homies. Yo, it's a fucking great concept album, bro.
Word.
It sounds like there's a lot of like hip hop roots in Vermont that like inspired like you and your style, I guess you'd say, right?
Absolutely.
Because like you don't sound like you're in the East Coast still, but you don't sound like a New York rapper. You know what I mean?
Nah, Vermont, we got our own shit. North Vermont, we got our own sound altogether. Southern Vermont, they got their own sound altogether. Those motherfuckers are nasty, bro. I'm definitely a big fan.
Yeah.
They know who they are. Street Religion, cats like that.
So Vermont, you have your own style. You're inspired by a lot of like the underground cats that are there. But like when you were listening to like mainstream and shit like that, who were your inspirations? Like I know Sean P, obviously.
Mainstream shit.
Yeah, underground famous too. You know what I mean?
So my first favorite rapper was LL Cool J. LL Cool J is phenomenal to me.
Academics called him Dusty.
Nah, bro. Nah. LL beat his ass. Come on, man. LL Cool J scares motherfuckers still in his 50s.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the old school 50 Cent. Big, tough motherfucker, you know? So, yeah. What was I saying? I really liked Hova coming up. Jay-Z was like my favorite. And DMX.
Yo, I love the Blueprint 2 album.
I'm pretty much like a Nas, Hove, Big type. Old M, because new M to me is like
I hate the voices and shit.
It's good, but it's not Marshall to us. I mean, we all grew up on Lil Wayne. We can't sit here and say we didn't.
You couldn't not hear Wheezy, man.
Outkast, Andre 3000.
Andre 3000 is one of the most underrated lyricists, bro.
He is, but to me, he's definitely top 5 material just because.
No contest on that one.
I was really big on the Jedi mind tricks as a kid too.
Word. Vinny Paz, bro. I had a opportunity to do an interview with him. I hope I still get that, man.
Man, me and Sicky and John Knowledge met him and Reached the Lost Cause and Just the Law in 2007 for my 18th birthday. Y'all probably don't remember me. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It stuck with me though. Yeah. I'm at the chill.
When I was kicking it with a shorty that I was with back in the day, she had a crib down outside of Ottawa, and the guy owned a studio. And when you went downstairs, all of Jedi Mind Tricks had signed the booth because they were every time they came to the city, they would record there. So I was like, chill. I'm like, yo, I'm in the booth, all these signatures and shit. I'm like, fuck it. I'm like, Hanley. I'm like, I'm putting my name with him.
Hell yeah, bro. I had Reef's autograph because I breed pit bulls. This little bitch ate my wallet and ate the ticket. So there goes that memory. You know. Shout out to Reef. Maybe someday I'll get another signed ticket.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Word. So, all right. So I wanna just talk a little about like your music and stuff. We got a gist of it because we're gonna hear a lot of it. But with the like I said, the troubles going through the court system and the judicial system and then going through doing the time, when you got out, did you have a hard time dealing with your mental health? How did you deal with it?
Well, I'm my mother's son. And, you know, native blood people, we have a little curse. It's called alcohol, and I fucking drank. I'll tell you that much.
Canada, when they see indigenous and shit, like it pisses me off. They act like the alcohol is the reason. They all have generational trauma.
It's not. It's European colonialism.
They have addiction because of the generational trauma.
European colonialism. Yeah, man. Alcoholism. It's just not a good thing.
Did you hit the bottle right when you got out?
Did I what?
You hit the bottle hard right when you got out?
Hell yeah, I wasn't supposed to. As soon as they took that Alki Sensi bracelet off, I was drinking.
No. And so is that kind of what you were using the coke?
Yeah, until I could smoke weed regularly, because Vermont's mad lenient. A lot of POs wouldn't let people smoke, but my PO knew me. He was a good dude,
Yeah.
and he understood that I was having issues, and he was like, "I don't give a fuck if you smoke weed." He said, "If you piss dirty from Molly, any of that shit the young kids are doing," he's like, "You're going back to jail." He's like, "I don't give a fuck. I'll make you do all the programming over." So I stayed clean.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with drugs, bro. Drugs are horrible. We come from the era where everybody would pop illies, pop pills. You know what I'm saying?
You know, we got parachutes and Molly and shit. Mhm.
You know, we're from that era, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Warehouse, fucking.
Me, like, man, like the listeners on the show that have followed my show since season one know that I've opened up about myself, because when I first started the show, I was still addicted to fucking popping Xanax and shit. So like, if you go check my radio interviews where I'm talking about like the podcast, you could hear me like I'm half asleep. I'm just like slurring everything. Like it's like I was drinking purple all night.
Yeah, man. I used to drink lean too for a while.
I I, I had it a few times. I always liked it too.
That shit good as fuck, but it's not good for your heart. So I
Not at
don't
all.
play no games. I stay in the gym. You know,
Yeah.
I'm always in the gym.
I was
I
gonna
go-
say you hit the bottle and stuff to try and cope when you got out and stuff, but then you start going to the gym later on when you're out. Did you start using that to replace the alcohol to cope? Because I know a lot of people use the gym to cope.
I've always worked out. My grandfather was a coach. My mom's father. He's a baseball coach. He was a really good baseball player. So, you know, that was his thing. He kept me in shape always. He instilled that into me. The man did pull ups every day until he died. So
Yeah,
he was a big old Abnaki man. And he fucking he just when I would fuck up, he would just make me go shoot 500 foul shots. He coached mad shit. So, some softball, baseball, basketball.
yeah,
So I always worked out. I was always a like in shape kid. But when I went to prison, I got into powerlifting,
yeah,
and I realized I was really fucking strong. So my best bench was like it wasn't in jail. It was 484, 2 reps,
yeah.
220 pounds. That's pretty fucking good.
Yeah. And I figured like you kind of used it maybe as a way to cope with everything that you're trying to deal with. You're trying to get this angry energy out because you're trying to stay sane without having to blast on someone or flip on someone. So you just hit the gym. You know what I mean? I feel like that might be one of the things that subconsciously helped you.
The gym definitely helps. I turn into like Betty White without a Snickers if I don't hit the gym. Like,
We're about to finish off this episode, my man Anthony Ross, one part of joint manipulation out of Vermont. I'm gonna do a quick five. All right. Best NYC rapper.
right now,
Anytime.
pun.
Wheezy or Drake.
Wheezy every time.
Ja Rule or Fat Joe.
Fat Joe,
Weed or alcohol.
I gotta choose.
Yeah.
Weed.
Would you stay in Vermont or would you come to Canada?
If I could go to Canada, I would go to Canada. I would move up to where my grandparents, people were from.
Word up. All right.
Yeah.
Joe, this is FFD Ross. He's going to do a little freestyle, a free verse, and then he's going to introduce the outro track. Anybody that listened to the episode, thanks for listening. This is season 3, episode 3, featuring FFD Ross. I'm your man, Hanley, your host. On the line with, all right, yo, Ross, whenever you're ready, drop some.
I said, I ain't Norman, but I rock well. I'm hardcore, y'all soft rock like God spell. All my garments got that pot smell. Watch your mouth, keep them comments to yourself unless they heartfelt. Or I'm gonna bust your shit and fuck your clique, go on and call help. I'll send your squad to hell. They ain't gonna wanna come rump with this at all. They smart, well, at least they thought they was. Part way thugs get parted figs from the snub and hauled away. Ain't no love for you lames, you get dubbed. I was raised to blaze bud and I smoke it with my pops. I'm focused on the hop with the hip, but I used to be posted on the block with the rips. We had them Glocks and them extra clips. Now I send my son to bevy for Henny, rock and just sip. There's too many ops in the strip to move any oxys or piff. Noobs try to copy the spit, but end up sounding offbeat. Your style make me fall asleep. I doubt y'all want beef. Blow, now your mouth need false teeth. Word.
But yo, before we go, introduce that outro track for everybody.
All right, word. The outro track. It's another track from the Lost Tapes, JM. It's called Laws of Movement. It's from a mixtape in 2010, I believe, called The Faces of Fear. Once again, I'm FFD Ross. I'm on all platforms. Search FFD Ross. I got some shit on there, or FFD Ross Joint Manipulation. Also, free the homie Little Chill. Check his shit out too. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, my brother Andre. We miss you, bro. It's FFD Ross, and I'm on the line with Hanley.
Anybody who's listening, thanks for listening. We're going to be back in a couple weeks with episode 4. Ain't going to tell you the guest yet. You'll find out. But episode 3, FFD Ross. Thank you for coming on, my dude. I appreciate you taking the time from Canada to Vermont and back. You already know.
Hell yeah.
Peace, my bro.
Peace, bro.
Music we play is geared for you to think. So for those of you who don't think too much, I'm just telling you about that shit before we drop it on you.
Yeah, what you stupid cats know about nostalgia, or the power of a Fuji's track, or any album made by Coogee Rap. Let's start a movement that brings rap's beauty back. You cool with that? Let's do it then, and spit the truth to the youth to influence them, before auto-tune ruins them. Sounds to me like the lot of you was out of tune. I assume that's why you using them, abusing gin like Sirius Jones. With you delirious homes, your inferior poems could never do me in. I murder mics up, the verbal sniper earning stripes up in the circle cipher. Ain't trying to bite you cause my words are nicer. One.
I've got news for you, but I've got news for you.
Hey yo, I'm a mechanical man like Jerry Butler with mechanical hands. I barely touch you cause irreparable damage to any sucker. Buster, get your arms wrong. I'm getting pumped, I hear the trumpets from Armstrong. And Trump, you play your cards wrong. What a wonderful world we used to have, now it's all gone. It's fucking sad. Yeah, you're rapping and your lyrics is serious, but I gotta ask, have you ever been experienced? What you know about some southern playalistic raising hell on some 1986 shit to now? I be on my pippin' palming the mic, I be on my pippin' rhyming the mic, and all of y'all is alike, and all of y'all is alike.
It's geared for you to think.